5 ways to control insulin and lose body fat. Now, before we talk about this, if you've been watching our videos and you like them, please like the videos and subscribe to our page because it helps us grow and helps us provide more content for you. Now, before we talk about the 5 ways to control insulin, you have to understand why I'm talking about insulin. You see, the reason why you've stored body fat and the reason why you're struggling to lose the body fat, it's one hormone, insulin. Every time you eat, your body has a choice on what to do with the energy from the food. It can either store it for you to access straight away, or it's store it for you to use difficult times like when there's no food, feast and famine. That's how the body is designed. That's how we've evolved to be. So every time you're eating, your body is making that decision as to where to store the food. But unfortunately, we live in a world where we've just eaten a particular way for a very long time. So most of us have got too much insulin in our bodies. If you're carrying body fat, you've got too much insulin in your body. It's called hyperinsulinemia. Insulin is a hormone that stores the energy for you. Let's talk about how to control insulin, because remember, we've got too much insulin in our bodies. That's why most of us are carrying body fat. And when you've got too much insulin in your body, what happens is your body says, right, we've been told to store energy for a rainy day, so we cannot spend. That's one of the reasons why you're tired. Also, a lot of my clients come in and they say to me, first symptom they tell me is that, Eddie, I'm constantly tired. I've got no energy even though I've eaten. And you explain to them it's because there's too much insulin in your body. And they say to me, how do I reduce the insulin in my body? By the way, guys, I've launched my private community. It's got all of these. If you want help losing fat, building muscle, and have access to me, you can join my community. The link is in the description. The first thing you do is to reduce your meal frequency. I was a professional bodybuilder, the British #1 bodybuilder for 3 years, British champion. I was an Abbew Pro. I was on the stage with people like Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. I've been on stage with them. And one of the first things that I learned was eating less meals. But later on, when the supplement companies came in, confused all of us, they were telling us you got to split up in the tubs. If you want to control insulin, you eat less frequently. So you're eating fewer meals. Most of my clients only eat 2 meals. I'll tell you why. Because like I said before, every time you eat, your body has to release insulin to store the food for you. The more often you eat, the more insulin comes into your body. So most of my clients, what I said to them is that when they get up in the morning, don't eat anything. And don't eat anything until about maybe 12, 1 o'clock. And then the first meal, make sure it's fruits that don't raise your insulin level. And only 2 meals a day. The ones who are trying to build muscle, I may suggest 3 meals a day. In fact, this is something that I talk about in my muscle building ebook, and my fat loss ebook tells you how many meals to eat and exactly what to eat. And then obviously no snacking in between. People think that when I say eat 2 meals a day, I mean 2 meals. There's nothing in between. Now, so the second thing, cut out sugar. Now, sugar is one of the worst things because when you eat sugar, your body releases insulin very quickly. When you eat sugar, sugar just goes straight into your bloodstream. And then straight away, your hypothalamus, which is a little thing that sits at the top of your brain stem, says, right, guys, we've got energy to store in the rush. So we release a lot of insulin. And this insulin comes into your body. And all the energy from sugar will be stored as body fat. So remember, sugar really is the enemy. So stay away from sugar. Make sure there's no sugar in your diet at all. And that also includes fruits. Now, whenever I say that, I usually get people commenting and he's saying don't eat fruit. I'm not saying don't eat fruit. I'm saying that if you're trying to lose body fat and you're trying to control insulin, stay away from fruit for a while. The only fruits that you can eat are things like berries, because those berries, they're not high in sugar, and they got more fiber. So please stay away from fruit for a minute. Things like mangoes, bananas, apples, they're full of sugar. Fruits contain fructose and glucose. Fructose clogs up the liver. That's another way of creating insulin resistance. That's another way of making your cells not relating to insulin properly. Remember, everything that you eat gets broken down and goes straight to your liver. So if your liver is not working very well, you're not going to be functioning very well. So please cut out sugar. Now the third one is cut your carbohydrates completely. The only carbohydrates you can eat really are the fibrous cruciferous vegetables, the kales and the broccolis and the cauliflower, asparagus, sprouts. Those are the ones you want to eat for a while. I'm not saying that you can never eat carbohydrates again. You can. But right now, there's a reason why you've stored, that body fat, and you want to try and get rid of it. I'm trying to show you how the body works. It's important to understand how the body works so you know why you stored the fat. You were not born with that much body fat. There's something that you've done to cause that. But the world we live in now, and the fitness industry that I've been in for 45 years, they will tell you, oh no, then you go to count the calories. It's because you're eating too much or you're not exercising. And it's neither of those. It's because you were eating the wrong food. So make sure that when you cut your carbohydrates slowly, you start reducing your insulin, because carbohydrates are the foods that raise your insulin level very quickly, and a lot of it as well. You want to take the carbohydrates out, eat mainly fats and protein and stuff like that, and you see. We'll talk about the next one in a minute. Fourth point is increase your fats. Remember, don't eat anything that says low fat. Just increase your natural fats. Animal fat. When you buy meat, make sure it's got fat with it. When you buy mince, make sure it's like 20% or higher. When you're buying chicken, make sure the skin is on it. And animal fat is good for you. Things like butter, beef tallow, beef dripping, coconut, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil. All these things are very good fats. Fat was never the enemy. We're all lied to for years. We're told that fat was the enemy. You've got to be careful how much fat you eat. But it's not fat. In fact, the low fat products are the ones that are bad for you. Most of the low fat products that you get in shops, what they do is that they make a product, and then sometimes when it's a whole food, they pick up a whole food and then they destroy it, either by taking something out of it or adding something to it to make it low fat, and it's not good for you. Most of what they call low fat, your body treats as sugar and then stores the energy as fat. So no low fat products. Remember, you want to try and teach your body how to control insulin, keep insulin down. And to do that, you need to eat foods that don't trigger a quick response from insulin. The fifth point, the last point, is change your lifestyle. When I say change your lifestyle, I know it's a big thing to say, but there's something that you've done to make you gain the body fat in the first place. You need to undo whatever it is. And when I say that, I mean it's a lifestyle. People say, at work, they brought biscuits, so I had to have some. Don't have any. And then somebody said, lunchtime, we're all going for a beer. Don't do it. For a while, give your body a break from the lifestyle that caused you to gain the fat in the first place. When you get up in the morning, don't have your first meal. Have your first meal about 12, 1 o'clock. And then do that fast. When you're doing that fast, you're giving your gut a break. You're giving your insulin level a break. Slowly, you find your insulin level go down. It will take a few days, depending on how much body fat you've got, depending on so many factors. But just slowly, just do that. When you get up in the morning, don't have anything. Eat between 12 and 1 o'clock. Then the next meal between 6 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you don't snack in between. Remember, you're eating 2 meals. I'm not saying 2 meals and a snack, because a lot of people think that, oh no, snack is not a meal. But every time you eat, your body has to release insulin to deal with the food. It doesn't matter how small the snack is. And if you're trying to control insulin, you're trying to stabilize insulin because you're carrying body fat because of something called hyperinsulinemia. There's too much insulin in your body. So why are you eating? Every time you eat, your body has to release insulin. In fact, most of my clients, they start up eating 2 meals a day, then eventually they go down to 1 meal a day and stuff like that. So you got to be very careful in terms of what you eat. Eat real food all the time. Make sure that everything that you're eating is a single ingredient food, and learn to cook as well. That's important. By the way, if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, because it helps us grow and it helps us provide more content for you. If you want help losing fat, building muscle, and have access to me, you can join my community. The link is in the description.